Kravitz. If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Hello and welcome to the HHH Racing Podcast. I'm your proud host, Howard Kravitz, and we are here to present a very special show. This is our third annual interview with simply one of the best trainers in the world, Mr. Aidan O'Brien. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have him on the podcast now for our third year running. And we're about to show you an interview that we taped yesterday, Thursday, with Aidan O'Brien, depending on when you're watching this. This was after the pre-entries on this past Wednesday for Breeders' Cup 2025. He's going to talk about all of his runners in the Breeders' Cup. So make sure you have a pad of paper and a pencil out and be ready to take some fantastic notes as my wonderful co-host of Picks and Ponies, Mr. Paul Halloran, was the moderator for the interview. But before we do that, very quickly, I do want to bring up two things. Please make sure you check out our YouTube channel. Of course, if you're watching this, you're very aware of our YouTube channel, but we have many shows on our YouTube channel for the Breeders' Cup. There they are. Just go to our Breeders' Cup section of our fantastic YouTube channel. And we're going to have many more shows as well, because on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, depending on when you are watching this, we have our special international experts, Mr. Davy Lane from Liverpool, England, and Emmett Kennedy, the host of the Final Furlong podcast out of Ireland, actually just a stone's throw away from Aidan O'Brien. We have a live show at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. If you can't watch it, go ahead and watch the replay, because we're going to give you intel on almost all of the international runners. It is a show that you absolutely do not want to miss. One other thing you also do not want to miss is our Breeders' Cup only Power Pick tip sheet. You can see it on the bottom of the screen right now. It's on sale. It's over 20 pages of information for the Breeders' Cup. And if you are a current Power Pick subscriber on the podcast, it only costs you $35. And if you're not, it still only costs you $45. And all you have to do is go to our website, which I'll go ahead and show you right now. Our website, hhhracingpodcast.com. It is very simple. All you do is you go there and you click on Power Picks tip sheet. Click on Power Picks tip sheet and go to the Breeders' Cup Power Picks. And there's the main page. You can find out all about it, how to sign up, what it includes, fantastic analysis of all the races. Everyone contributes, how you pay for it. The deadline is Wednesday, this Wednesday, October 29th at noon Eastern. And we have examples of the Power Pick tip sheet, so you can see what you're purchasing. Again, over 20 pages. We have the last 3 years of the Power Picks tip sheet. It is extremely inexpensive. It is highly profitable. Highly recommend you look into that if you want to get great intel on the Breeders' Cup. Again, it's fantastic. We highly recommend you look into that. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and prepare the interview for you on the screen right now. It is, again, Aidan O'Brien was absolutely fantastic. Let me go ahead and set that up one more time so we make sure we have sound. Greatly apologize for that. I believe we are going to be ready right now. Aidan O'Brien was fantastic. Again, he's going to be on here with our co-host, Paul Halloran of the Saratoga Special, and our co-host of Picks and Ponies. Be ready. Here we go. And please stick around right after this important but short interview with the great Aidan O'Brien talking about his 2025 Breeders' Cup runners. Enjoy, everyone. Thank you.
So, Aidan, thank you very much for joining us. I know you're busy, so I want to get to some general questions and then run through your horses if we could. I guess I want to start with the Breeders' Cup in general. You have 20 wins, tied with the great D. Wayne Lucas, who we unfortunately lost this year. That says that this is obviously something that, as you map out the year for these horses, you look to as an end-of-year target.
Yeah, I think so, Paul. Obviously, it's very prestigious for a horse and people to have runners in the Breeders' Cup and to try and compete It's where everybody wants to be that time of the year, and it's obviously where all the horses are assessed and compared to against each other all over the world. Really, it's fierce, competitive. It's tight. There's not an inch given anywhere. It's fast ground, good tracks, big crowds, good prize money. All the things I think everybody wants to see, and it's where everyone wants to be. And prestige-wise, it's very important for pedigrees.
We talked about this last year, Aidan, but I wanted to bring it up again. Could you just tell us briefly what you do in advance with horses who have not been around a bend yet, bringing them over here, and maybe especially on a track like Del Mar that's a little tighter on the turns?
Yeah, so I suppose that, Paul, you try and have them as quick and as fast and as sharp as you can, because the racing is so competitive. There's, like I said, there's not an inch given anywhere. Every inch counts. You hope that you have a nice draw. You hope that you're able to break well, and you hope that you have a nice position. But all the things, it's all speed, speed, speed everywhere, and I don't think you can have enough of it.
And so is there anything that you are able to do in advance to address that, the turn situation?
No, I suppose like we train like it's as if it's high summer Ascot time, where the ground will be fast and the horses will be flying, and obviously then you just hope that they're balanced enough and able to handle the turns. We always feel if they're sound and moving well, they're able to cope with those things if they have enough pace. But if you lack in pace, you get tortoise shreds really. But you have to have speed, and your reaction time has to be very quick.
I would assume, Aidan, that obviously factors into which horses you decide to send over here, knowing that you do need that sharpness to some degree.
I think so. And listen, it all goes down to you have to have very good horses, very good high quality horses. And usually the top class horses have all those attributes. But if you don't have those, you're going to suffer badly. So really you go there with the best horses you have at the time, because you know it's going to be fiercely competitive.
You had a big loss this year when your main man, Ryan Moore, got hurt. Can you tell me how you've been able to adjust to that? It seems like Christophe Soumillon is doing a great job. I suspect Wayne Lorden perhaps getting more months. Just tell us how you've adjusted to losing your top guy.
Yeah, no, so listen, it's like everything, you just adjust. Everything is adjustments every day in this game, in every way. And obviously, Christophe had ridden plenty for us. He's very experienced. He had no retainer, so it was perfect. Obviously, Wayne has ridden so much for us, knows the horses inside out, and he's riding great. So we're doing fine. Like obviously Ryan is a great fella, and but listen, that's life, and yeah, everybody goes through little blips, and that's the way it is. But like we're very lucky to have Christophe to fill in for him with Wayne, really.
When do the horses ship, Aidan, and when do you ship over?
Yeah, the horses go on Saturday. I think they're in quarantine Saturday and Sunday and Monday. No, they're in quarantine Sunday and Monday. They ship Saturday and quarantine Sunday, Monday, out on the track, hopefully first day on Tuesday morning. So my plan is to go on Monday, to be there Monday night, to be there Tuesday morning when the horses are going out on the track, Paul.
Did you enjoy the Del Mar experience last year in general, just the vibe of that facility?
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible. Like I said, the Breeders' Cup do an incredible job. The build up, the atmosphere is always incredible. And no, we very much did it. We thought it was excellent.
Okay, let's talk about the Friday horses first. In the juvenile turf sprint, I know you only have one horse cross-entered, True Love, in the turf sprint, and then also in the juvenile fillies turf. Have you decided where True Love will go?
Not really, but we think True Love is going to go to the sprint now, because it looks like Precise is going to go for the fillies juvenile. Yeah, and that's what we're thinking at the moment. She seems to be in good form. She's a fast filly. She won the Queen Mary at Ascot. It's the fast fillies race over 5, and then she won the Cheveley Park in Newmarket last time. So that's what we're thinking. Obviously, she had an option of the mile, and she might have went there if Precise wasn't going there, but it looks like Precise is going to go to the mile now at the moment, Paul.
And you have two other entered there. Will Brussels and Mission Central both scheduled to run in that race?
Yeah, that's the plan. Both will run. Both are fast. Mission Central won in Ascot last weekend, and we were very happy. And Brussels just got beat in a very fast race in Newmarket last time. So they're quick horses as well. So at the moment, that's where they're going.
I wanted to touch on that. How much of a factor is only having 2 weeks with the horses who ran on Champions Day?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, if they come out of races well and if their last runs were on fast ground, it's very doable with those type of horses, especially when the distances are short that they're running over. And if they're well conditioned through the year and they're able to take their last run, obviously they have to travel and that all has to go well. So usually if that goes well and they're fresh, it shouldn't be a problem. But hopefully they travel well and when they go on the track that they seem to be in good form and able to take it. But usually if they're well conditioned, healthy and well, they usually can.
Brussels, it looks like Aidan is a tough luck horse. He's had 3 seconds, all by a length or less.
Yeah, he's a big, black, fast horse. Very imposing, very impressive. It's the first time we really brought him back. The last twice, and as we brought him back, he got quicker. So his last run, his second last run was big run in the Group 1 in the Colts 2-year-old race in Newmarket was a massive run, and then back to 5 his last run, and that was a very impressive run as well. So it looks like he's getting quicker, even though he's big and scopy.
You talked about Precise, and she looks obviously very formidable. She's second in her debut, 4 straight, 2 Group 1. She's already won at a mile. We have people over here wanting to know. You brought over Lake Victoria last year, who might have been the most impressive horse of the 2 days. People over here want to know just how good you think Precise is and how does she compare to Lake Victoria?
Yes, she's very good. Every run she's got better. Her last 2 runs have been in Group 1s. She was very impressive in a Group 1 in Ireland, the Migler. It's a 7-furlong race, very impressive. And then even more impressive the last day over a mile in the Fillies Mile. And they're 2 very high quality fillies races that as kind of high as you can get, really. And even the last time she was probably more impressive than the time before, really. So she looks a unique, very special filly, really.
Will Sumion ride her?
We think so, yes. He rode her the last time, so that would be the plan, Paul, yes.
The Juvenile Turf is a race you've won 7 times, including the last 3. You won with Henri Matisse last year. Is it Justad? Is that how we pronounce?
Yeah. I think your pronunciation is better than mine, Paul. So he's a big black horse as well, a big hardy horse. He's been unlucky in his last 3 Group 1s, but his form looks to be progressing. So it will be interesting. He's just hasn't had the rub of the green his last 3 runs, but he's come out of his race very well. He's hardy and he does that. We're looking forward to seeing him run now.
Similar to Brussels, he lost by a neck, a head, and three parts of a length. So it seems like you may have a few horses who it just might be their day.
Friday. Hopefully, Paul. It's you know racing better than me, so you don't ever you don't pursue
that's a stretch.
You always hope, So.
On to Saturday, and the Turf is obviously a race you've had great success in 7 times. You've won with 3 3-year-olds, and you have a 3-year-old filly. You won this race with Found 10 years ago at Keeneland with a 3-year-old filly. She was a 3-year-old filly. I think this is maybe your most interesting horse, just because a 3-year-old filly going into this race against the boys. The Arc runner-up. Horses that don't win the Arc, ironically, do very well in this race, better than horses that do. Tell us about the decision to send a 3-year-old filly over to run in this race.
Yeah, I think it would have been always on the lads' agenda if she was well to go. They love the race. They love the Breeders' Cup, and she's a lovely filly. She's a beautiful mover. She's tactically, has plenty pace. She loves fast ground. She's nimble. And I suppose if everything looked well from her last run, the lads would have always wanted her to go. And I think it was always on our programme. It's like I say, it's very prestigious. It's against the older horses again. And her last run was a great run. So, hopefully if everything is well and she travels well, and we're looking forward to it.
Was there any decision made between this race and the filly mare Turf?
No, I think if she was always going to go to this race, Paul. So I think that was always the plan, kind of, no matter what we had for the fillies and mares Turf, really.
The mile, this is the rare race, Aidan. I think many people consider you the best trainer in the world with good cause. This is a race that's been a little elusive for you. You won it with Order of Australia, a terrific horse in 2020. Tell me about the Lion in Winter. Also ran 2 weeks ago, and when you decided, was it always the plan to come with him, or was that a late decision?
Yeah, it probably was. Obviously, he started a bit late, and we went and he ran the Derby trial, knowing that he was going to improve a lot, and we weren't sure about a lot of stuff other than he could run in the Derby. So he ran the Derby, and we felt maybe he wasn't a 1.5 mile horse; he was more of a miler. So we had to go back fairly quick back to a 7 furlong race to prepare him, even though it was a 3-year-old's race, 7 furlongs against 3-year-olds. It was a Group 1. He ran very well, and then he went back after that in a mile again, and ran okay again. And then we felt we were going to see the best of him his last run. So he had a very good run in France before that. But his last run was his best run. It was a mile fast ground, travelled well and got there, and he was just unlucky. He just got beat by an older gelding, I think a very big price. So you wouldn't have seen him in the race, but we were very happy with the run. He has shown that he breaks well, he travels well, and a mile he's very comfortable at. So we feel like he's rising. Like his last run was his best run, and we think if everything is well and all the things go right, he could come up again.
He's run everything, Aidan, from 7 furlongs all the way up to, I believe, 13 furlongs. Have you kind of settled that this might be his best distance?
Yes, we think he's a miler, Paul. Yes, and the last couple of runs have shown that. And like I said, his last run was his best run. And sometimes when you're training for a 1.5 miles, when you have to come back, it just takes him a little bit of time to adjust. But we feel like he has been adjusting.
You probably pay no mind to these things, but are you aware that this is the one race that's been a little more difficult to you, and does it make you want to win it anymore?
We want to win them all very badly, Paul, and believe me, I believe they're all very difficult, and when we win any of them, I'm kind of always surprised, really, to tell you the truth, because it's so competitive and so hard to win it and win any of them, and we know how hard everybody is trying as well as we are. So when it happens, we're very grateful and really appreciate it, really. But we don't take anything for granted ever.
And the last race of the day, well after the Classic, the Filly and Mare Turf, Bedtime Story, another horse who's had some close calls this year, hasn't been able to win, but is always competitive. Tell me about Bedtime Story in that race.
Yeah, we think thing hasn't fallen for her either, but like you said, has had some very good runs. The last day, pace was slow, and we decided to take her time on her, and she ended up too far back, but ran home very well. We think this race could suit her. If she got a nice draw, she's fast, and she loves fast ground. We think she liked the left-handed track and the flat track, and we feel and think we haven't seen the best of her yet. So hopefully we're looking forward to seeing her run, and like we always felt that it is a race that could suit her.
I just wanted to end with obviously nothing went right for City of Troy last year. A lot of us were all in on him. I know it was a great decision to take a shot. Is that still in your mind to have a horse to come over here and win the Classic some year?
Oh, absolutely. We'd love to, but it is very competitive. The lads have, I think, 2 or 3 or 4 horses maybe in the Classic. So it's obviously the toughest race always ever probably in the world. It's fiercely competitive. It's on the dirt surface. They go ferocious pace, and it tests every bone in their body. So it's tough, and you really want to have a very good horse. And it just we didn't have the horse this year because the lads obviously decided to take a Delacroix home. But listen, every year we dream about having a horse, and obviously that we don't always end up with one. But sometime, hopefully, we will. We've had horses to run well in 20 years, but to win it is very tough. And that's what makes it probably more desirable, really, and so prestigious for a horse to win.
Was that at some point a potential end of year goal for Delacroix if he had stayed in training?
Yeah, I think it obviously could have been, but obviously the lads had 3 horses definitely in America for it, and they would probably retire after. So obviously, we would obviously only do what the lads would want to do, and obviously they wanted to give them the best shot ahead, really. And obviously everyone was looking for Delacroix to go to stud, and so it was kind of balancing everything. And I think it was the lads try and make decisions, the right decisions for everybody as they go along, really.
Well, Aidan, I want to wish you safe travels. I want to thank you. You always, I'm just a guy from the Saratoga special, but you always take the call or take the text. And this time with the help of Chris setting this up, and you have plenty of other stuff to do. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate your access. And we wish you nothing but the best in Del Mar next weekend.
I appreciate it, Paul. Anytime. It's always a pleasure. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Aidan.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you. You too.
Aidan O'Brien, what a fantastic job by our moderator and co-host of Picks and Ponies, Paul Halloran. Third year in a row, Aidan's been on our show, and he always gives us fantastic intel. Really hope you enjoyed that interview. And most importantly, if you plan on betting Aidan O'Brien horses over the 2025 Breeders' Cup weekend, as we always say on this show, crush your bets. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell on the bottom of the screen on our YouTube channel. We really do appreciate your supporters. We're only about 30 subscribers away on our YouTube channel from 6,000. And of course, follow us on X at HHH Racing, at HHH Racing Pod. This has been the founder and host of the HHH Racing Podcast, Howard Kravitz. Good luck Breeders' Cup weekend with your Aidan O'Brien horses. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.